So, you're thinking about becoming a Wisconsin Badger. Awesome. Today, we're going to give you the inside look, what it really takes to get into UW Madison, from the grades you need to what it's going to cost. Let's dive right in.
All right, let's kick things off with a stat that'll make you sit up straight. UW Madison is number 6. Yeah, 6th in the entire United States for research spending. So what does that actually mean for you as an undergrad? Well, it means you're not just going to class. You're stepping into a massive hub of discovery. You can get your hands on real, cutting-edge work, learning from the professors who are literally writing the textbooks. Pretty cool, right?
So, at its heart, what exactly is UW Madison? Well, it's the big one, the flagship public university for the whole state of Wisconsin. It's been around since 1848, and you'll hear this term thrown around a lot, public Ivy. And that's exactly what it sounds like. You're getting an Ivy League quality education, but for a public school price. It's a powerhouse, plain and simple.
Okay, here's our game plan. We'll start with the big picture, then jump into the nitty-gritty of admissions and costs. From there, we'll cover academics and what life on campus is really like. And at the end, we'll wrap it all up to help you figure out, is Madison the place for you? All right, let's zoom out and get the big picture. This place is historic, founded the very same year Wisconsin became a state. And the campus? Wow. We're talking a sprawling 933 acres. And it's parked right on the shores of Lake Mendota. It's an absolutely beautiful, unique setting. And when I say sprawling, I mean it. You'd be joining a massive community. Just look at these numbers. Over 34,000 undergrads alone. That's basically a small city. Now, on the plus side, that means a huge network and incredible resources. But you gotta be ready for it, right? It's a big place to navigate. Okay, so you've got this huge, highly respected school. The million-dollar question is, what does it take to actually become a Badger? Let's get into the numbers. Yeah, that's the question on everyone's mind, isn't it? You hear public Ivy, you see that number 6 research ranking. So how tough is it, really? Well, the numbers don't lie. And here we go. The acceptance rate is sitting at about 43%. That puts it firmly in the more selective bucket. And check out that average GPA, a 3.9. That's really high. Now for test scores. The middle 50% of students scored between a 1370 and a 1490 on the SAT, or between a 28 and a 32 on the ACT. So what that means is half of the kids who got in scored right in that sweet spot. The takeaway here? It's definitely not impossible, but you are up against some serious competition. That high GPA is pretty much non-negotiable, and you'll want your test scores to be aiming for the high end of those ranges to really stand out. All right, let's talk about the other big elephant in the room, money. I mean, a world-class education is fantastic, but can you actually afford it? Let's look at the financial side of things at UW Madison. Okay, so full disclosure right up front. The reports we used for this breakdown didn't have the specific numbers for the sticker price, average aid, or what students typically owe when they graduate. And we're sticking just to what's in the reports to keep this totally objective, so just wanted you to know that. But here's what we do know about how they handle affordability. First things first, fill out that FAFSA. You get priority consideration for aid if you do. There are also a whole bunch of scholarships out there for both freshmen and transfer students. And hey, if you're thinking about going into education, they've got things like the Teach Grant, which you can get if your grades are up to snuff. If you want personalized help saving $40,000 or more on college costs, check the link in the description to learn about our College Savings Mentor Program. Okay, let's get to the real meat and potatoes, right? The academics. This is why you're going to college in the first place. What can you actually study? And maybe more importantly, what happens after you get that diploma? So first off, here's a number that tells you a lot about how much the university supports its students. The 6-year graduation rate is almost 90%. That's really, really good. A number that high tells you that students aren't just getting in, they're getting the support they need to actually finish and get that degree. And when it comes to what you can study, man, they've got some heavy hitters. The School of Education is huge. The Wisconsin School of Business, that's a top 25 undergrad program in the country. And you see that quality across the board, with top-ranked grad schools in everything from engineering to law. This place has serious academic depth. But look, it's not just about sitting in a lecture hall. They talk a lot about the Wisconsin experience, and it's all about getting your hands dirty. We're talking internships at cool places like the Madison Children's Museum. You've got tons of ways to study abroad. And remember that whole research thing? Undergrads get real chances to work in labs. They're even building their own stuff.
like this Encourage app, which was actually created by students and staff in the physical education department. How cool is that? And just another quick note on transparency, the reports we used didn't have numbers for the student-to-faculty ratio, job placement rates, or average starting salaries. So just keeping you in the loop on that. All right, you're not just going to be studying 24/7, right? College is so much more than that. So what's it actually like to live there, to hang out? Let's talk about the full Badger experience. So here's a snapshot of who you'll be going to school with. The student body is about 62% white. But what's really interesting is the international student population. It's at 10%, which is the same as the percentage of Asian students. So it definitely gives you a sense of the overall mix you'll find on campus. And you knew this was coming. You cannot talk about life at Madison without talking about sports. This is the Big Ten. School spirit is absolutely off the charts. And the rivalry with Minnesota, it's legendary. I mean, it's the most played rivalry in all of top-tier college football. They play for Paul Bunyan's Axe every year. And let me tell you, that tradition is a huge part of what it means to be a Badger. Okay, we've hit on a ton of stuff. Admissions, academics, campus life, the whole 9 yards. So now let's put all the pieces together and really tackle the big question. Is UW Madison the right school for you? So let's lay it all out, pros and cons. In the pro column, you've got a world-class public Ivy with unbelievable research opportunities and that amazing Big Ten energy. For the cons, well, it's really hard to get in. The huge size might feel overwhelming if you're looking for something smaller, and yeah, since some of that financial data isn't readily available, you're going to have to do a little more digging yourself to figure out the exact cost. So who is the perfect fit for Madison? I'd say it's someone who's super driven academically, who gets excited about the idea of research, and who really wants to be in a big, bustling, high-energy place. If you want that classic, big-time college experience with tons of school spirit, but also seriously rigorous academics, then yeah, Madison might just be the perfect place for you. Before you go, check the description for a link to our College Savings Mentor program, where we help families save $40,000 or more on college costs. Hey, thanks so much for tuning in, and be sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the country's top universities.